our grand finals head underway. On one side, we have a team that is absolutely the best team of the year, but on the other side, the strongest team of the tournament.
And if there is one team in the world that can accomplish that, it is Team Spirit, who have shown that they are no slouches when it comes to the first 10 minutes, particularly the laning phase.
Yes, this laning phase is going to be the ultimate test for this best of 5. It's going to be a long journey to get through this finals. And who walks away winning this laning phase could just end up winning the entire thing, as Miposhka will end up going down. tOfu finally claims first blood for Gaimin Gladiators.
A scary hero to give a lead off to here, especially when once more Gaimin have a lot of tempo that can just go with ace, go through these objectives, play with that Bear's timings. But I like what Spirit have brought out here in game 1, right? These are a lot of heroes that are not afraid to skirmish early and take it straight back to you.
Death against tOfu will end up helping to get the kill onto tOfu, but will end up falling into the end. And Ace is gladly going to be able to dive a bit more onto Miposhka.
And once more, Spirit making the first moves here. Miposhka has been really active in this laning phase, trying to skew it as much as possible to Team Spirit's advantage. Give them that breathing room. And of course, this is a Tree and Protector lineup. We're talking about these objectives, something Gaming's focused on. If you can keep your towers up, living armor.
The double slows are going to help here, and Quinn's going to come back into this play. Sees an opportunity, but so is Larl. The two supports are already dead, though, and there's no way for this puck to change the matchup now.
And I think is a recipe for success. The other move you're going to make is to collapse when that helm is up to try and push this tower or kick the dyrachyo out of the lane. But I feel like every time you make one of these aggressive moves on Gaimin in the early game, you're pretty happy with it, right? Because it means they're not going to ace, they're not pushing your tower, and then things like this can start to happen where another kill for Yatoro. He is absolutely out of control. Try and make the rotation.
Gets back to the safety of the trees. Gaimin Gladiators are here in force, but fortunately the Pango versus the Beastmaster doesn't necessarily leave you the most options. Can't really put to use that Rolling Thunder super well. He's going to try for it anyway, perhaps. Going to force out the Primal Roar. Collapse now going to try and back away with that extra bit of movement speed. Does get hit by the Darkcopter ultimate. That's going to slow him down enough. Good snowball pickup from Mira. That buys him a couple of seconds, but Quinn is going to follow that ball. He is perfectly matched up to be able to hit them both. The Swashbuckle isn't enough, though. And dyrachyo and Quinn are now in trouble. Caught by the coil. Larl going to lock him down, and there's not much these supports can do to stop it. In fact, they're just going to feed right alongside the other two of Gaimin Gladiators as Team Spirit in a 5-man move sweep over Gaimin Gladiators, run them down underneath their towers, and even through the portal, tOfu will be denied that exit. Instead, he'll head back to the fountain after a triple kill for Yatoro.
Disjoint the missile, you disjoint some of the gyro damage. That turnaround is deadly. Treant's going to give you sustain to just push through a lot of this poke damage. You're also missing the support ults. Orta and Silencer not too strong when they don't.
Oh, got the first silence on him. If they can keep him in place, the dead shot moves him back in. They have to use the global, but it will get the job done. A huge kill streak going the way of Ace.
Something that Team Spirit might think about contesting depending on how fast they can push these towers down.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that in this game, it's funny, but I feel like the game plan is kind of swapped where Team Spirit want to be able to run over Gaimin Gladiators, take these outer towers so they can disrupt that ancient farming, and they're going to go straight to it. No hesitancy whatsoever. Immediate coil put onto Quinn, but they don't really have the strength to be able to bring him down just yet. Protected by all of Gaimin Gladiators, who, again, they saw Team Spirit in the bottom lane show up as 5. They will do the same here in the mid lane. Quinn looks to find his mark, looks to see if he can drive right on through and straight to Miposhka. He'll find him here in the corner, clear out most of the trees, but Larl is actually going to bounce back in here.
They're going to retake the fight.
Miposhka's going to stand and fight as best he can, but they pick off Ace immediately. Larl trying to make his way out, and oh, the silence! Maybe he gets clipped again. He's dead! Couldn't jump to his orb in time. Yeah, they get Ace, but it does cost them quite a bit as Larl was a big piece of the momentum for Team Spirit here.
Yatoro gets another pretty good angle. You can see the aggressiveness they're trying to play with this Beastmaster right now. They're taking the push to Gaimin, not playing defensive at all. And once more, the aggression continues. No Rolling Thunder for Quinn right here.
Global sounds to try and protect him. Another Swashbuckle up in a second. He's actually going to turn and fight as best as possible, but the puck is going to be the end of Quinn. I thought he was going to Swashbuckle down and away from the trees. Maybe that was an error.
And right now, he is controlling the tempo of this game. He's going to force Gaimin into a smoke that yields nothing right there. Nowhere here. Larl also considering a BKB this game on puck early just to deal with the calling and the global silence that's coming out. Gaimin have a lot of tools to lock down these mobility heroes if they can find them. Right now, Miposhka just doing some scouting.
You managed to spot Miposhka, but there's nowhere for him to really run. He knows it too. He's definitely been caught, but he got some good information that'll lead to the pickoff on Ace. He saw all those heroes and he said, guys, this lone druid is alone in the top lane again. Kill him.
Not too worried about playing on game inside of the map right now. Just wants to hit his own BKB. It looks like Team Spirit, they're just going to work towards a triple BKB timing eventually. Look towards that second Roshan with it, get the spell and debuff immunity up for the silences that are causing them problems in the fight. Then you're not too worried about anything as Quinn is getting shredded by the death.
Yeah, even if you get out the Rolling Thunder, the physical damage from Yatoro is too much for him to handle. tOfu was kind of desperate, wanted to be able to get that kill on Mira, maybe trying to take away the Aegis, but frankly, he doesn't do nearly enough damage right now to deal with this carry, even on low HP like this. Missed the dead shot on Mira. Managed to sidestep that one, and they'll dive tOfu pretty easily. Yatoro does manage to get off the timeline server so barely. Meanwhile, Seleri's picked off in mid. Team Spirit, they are absolutely outplaying Gaimin Gladiators right now on the map. They're still looking for Miposhka over here. They don't have the detection to catch him out.
Something is going wrong with the detection on this tree, and for sure, he's just getting way too much information, way too deep right now. Team Spirit will play it safe, play it slow. Aegis out in 50 seconds, so you have to think about the timer here.
Look at that burst damage. Quinn caught by the coil and instantly killed by Yatoro, and you can feel it. Yatoro seeing an opportunity. They're going to be able to cut down Seleri, and now he goes in for the kill. The Aegis does expire, but the rest of his team provides the disable. So his second life comes back up. He's going to shred through Ace. Looks over to tOfu next. Now, last left, perhaps dyrachyo trying to run him down. Dyrachyo doing his best he can, but up against 3 different cores, he can't actually fight back. He has to run away. Oh, missing out on the dead shot. Yatoro is unstoppable. He's just diving into the base like it's nothing.
You just think about it again. 30 HP is the only thing that'll save you from this man right now.
Look at Miposhka, man. He doesn't care if he gets caught. As long as he gets information for his team, he knows all 5 heroes of Gaimin Gladiators are up here, so Team Spirit are going to slowly approach. They're going to group up together and take this fight.
Yatoro just time-lapse to the fountain and back to get his BKB. He will not have time-lapse for this fight. He says, I don't need it.
Overgrowth with the 3-man coil. It's looking beautiful, and Yatoro's right in there with his fresh BKB to lay the damage in these cores. Once again, Ace has no chance with the bear, and of course the Beastmaster's going to lock down that ball. You're not going anywhere, Quinn. They're going to catch more. tOfu's going to be the last one down. dyrachyo only survives because of his TP. I assume they know that Team Spirit's going to be doing Roshan sometime soon. Of course, they're doing it right now, and it happens so quickly. It gives you such a small window if you're Gaimin Gladiators to actually be able to contest. And that's a huge problem for dyrachyo as well, because he doesn't have that Satanic build-up yet. So he doesn't have the sustain to be able to stand toe-to-toe against the Weaver for too long, Ace.
I don't know if you know what's coming for you right now, but you're not going to like it.
It's going to be a shot to the back of the head. Gone! Blown away by Yatoro, and they catch Quinn in the mid lane. They don't need Yatoro to make this kind of play. Larl activates his BKB to catch the opposing mid laner, and with 2 dead, a double damage activated.
One-shot an enemy off-lane carry here, and force it with a double damage here. Yatoro has AC aura behind him now as well, so that Deso plus the Swarm plus the AC is just going to amp this physical through the roof right now, which makes this high ground siege a lot more tempting.
Here goes for the jump. BKB immediately activated by dyrachyo, but there's that physical damage. dyrachyo, he can't actually stand up against Yatoro and has to back away to the valley. Yatoro's, he's just going to go for it. See if he can get rid. He got it! Oh, no way! The final bit of damage required. Yatoro can claim it.
Yatoro, boss. This man knows no fear, no limits right now. He's just taking your base at 30 minutes, a position Gaimin is used to putting their opponents in. Gossamer Cave Drum, happy to start the engagement, particularly if you can find a good core target. He got feared on the jump. That was incredibly impressive, actually, but it will not yield them the fight. It'll be a second lane. He just wants more damage, more survivability. Everything is great for him right now. The scary part is you can still work towards a Tusk Ags in this game. I mean, Mira's quite farmed.
Oh, yeah.
You're talking about a high ground break mechanism. They really get in a stalemate and need it. He's going to kick someone out, and Yatoro just runs straight into them.
Pops his BKB, turns around. Oh, man, that damage is just building up so quickly. Quinn's got it in an instant. So is the bear. dyrachyo battling up against Larl, but the big bad boss of the fight is definitely Yatoro. And once he turns his eye on a hero,
absolutely over.
Game over for this one. Team Spirit making absolutely no qualms about shutting Gaimin Gladiators out in their own style. 33 minutes and it's done.
Such a one-sided game one. I mean, Nice lower bracket run, right? Welcome to the grand finals here. Welcome to the ultimate boss of Dota right now. As you might have won 3 majors, you might have made it all the way here, but if you can't find a way to break this team, which nobody else has been able to do, you're going to go home empty-handed.
And Gaimin Gladiators, like they had such a good run leading up to this, right? They lost 1 game in this playoff run of theirs, and that was against Team Liquid. The only team who managed to take it until they run into Team Spirit.
And they kind of look shook, right?
Oh, yeah.
That's what they want their opponents to feel. A 30-minute high ground GG, make it look easy, just run away with the lanes. You had a couple power runes go Quinn's way, but he couldn't find anything on these side lanes. The mid clash didn't work. The side lane pressure mounted way too quickly. You had Ancients to fall back on for collapse. Yatoro is just slaying people. Ends this game 18-2. This man's just padding his legacy stats at this point. I mean,
seriously. This game needs to start off very well for Gaimin Gladiators, because while this may be a best of 5, this game too feels particularly important, Avery.
So that's a big question as well. Do Spirit decide to commit the same resources into shutting Ace down this time around? And does that just inadvertently free up more room for dyrachyo on a hero that I feel like has a better time this game than the Gyro did in that last one? It's a stronger hero in the meta, and
there it is.
Decent matchups, and yep, already on the board. It's pretty rare you get 3 range creeps being pushed into the tower. Larl will clean it all up. No roam coming in early here. Just way too high on the HP to make it look enticing. And of course, these side lanes, vital to your game plan. Still, he's just going to go for it.
Here comes a rotation, though. Mira gives him the ink swell underneath the tower, but he stops him midway through the charge, and Quinn, caught underneath the tower, will die.
Sometimes greed is good, and sometimes you get punished for it.
They wanted to be able to punish the fact that Mira had to TP into that mid lane, but couldn't quite finish the job.
It's a game about pressure. Every time one of these supports makes a move, you need to create the pressure somewhere else, so the enemy just can't clump on you. Get the numbers. Yatoro gets pushed back into the silence.
Oh, he time walks up now. He's still kind of in a sticky spot here. Gaimin Gladiators are going to try and run him down. Look at him throw the blood grenade, but Larl, he'll make the difference. He's going to show up with that Rolling Thunder. Do manage to finish him up with the 2 supports, but Larl, he'll be collecting some heads here.
Even the Wolf gets a couple hits in.
Stuck there on the corner, but that's okay. The swashbuckle will finish the job.
A lot of XP going into the Pango and the Ench down here. Yatoro, little sad he died there and doesn't get it for himself, but your chances to get it should be minimal in a TI Grand Final, I want to say.
Yeah, good D ward there. That'll help because Quinn wants to be able to make moves, particularly with this Arcane Rune, which he's going to put to use now. Caught a mid-shield crash. So that ability no longer there, and with the 2 support rotations, it's easy to kill Larl.
Exactly what they're looking for. And hopefully lead to like jungle invasion, right? Because the one thing you have to think about with the Magnus is the stacks. And if their carry just gets to sit in triangle and double Ancients and clear through them at that point in time, the earlier you take down these tier 1s, the earlier you get aggressive obs out, the happier you're going to be when that period comes. Another power rune should be secure from Quinn here.
Oh, these runes are getting a little crazy. Oh, that skewer plays against Collapse as he does a ton of damage onto himself thanks to the trample from Quinn. Blocked out by his own Sprout, though. He's going to try and get to the other side of this cliff. Larl does hop down to chase after him, though.
Larl showing the power of a non-real hero in his hands as he will take that rune away from Quinn.
He does have the reincarnation here, but it looks like Team Spirit want to try and burn it away from him. The skeletons will push back, though, while Miposhka is chased away.
Brother against brother here. Whose skeletons are better?
Well, right now, it's going to be Quinn trying to jump in, but immediately stopped by Larl. Once again, with the counter initiation, Quinn's trying to get out of here, but he's going to be caught. The Inkswell plus the Sans is going to try and trample his way over the left-hand side, and he is slowed down, pulled back in by Collapse, though. Oh, and a Chronosphere actually locking away these 2 other cores right in front of this tower. Seleri's trying to stop him now as they turn back around onto Ace, trying to finish him up. There goes that reincarnation. Dyrachyo doesn't have much mana to work with, and on the fresh life, Ace is going to be pulled back underneath that tower again, just like Quinn. They are in trouble. Now Dyrachyo's under this one as well, surrounded by 5 heroes. He's going to start desperately morphing into strength and try and wait for him over the left-hand side, but with all of this damage, he just cannot get far enough away. Gaimin Gladiators will lose all 3 of their cores, and that attempt at a fight at bottom lane.
If you are even at the 15-minute mark with a mag lineup, you're winning the game. Like, you're happy because you know this game is going to get extended. You're going to outfarm the enemy. You're going to, in theory, outscale them. Now, a lot can happen in those fights, and this lineup from Gaimin can scale very hard. We've seen Primal Beast go very deep in these later games.
One stun, is it follow-up silence?
Of course,
too many heroes.
That can also happen.
Yeah, this is the move the Gaimin Gladiators. They were trying to play off this, being able to get numbers movement, right?
I mean, this Void is going to keep up and farm, even with a Radiant Skeleton King. Am I allowed to say that? Farming up the entire map. He will match him.
Oh, Larl is essentially there to grab him. Mira can stop some of this, though. Throws out his silence, thinks well. Oh, so much burst damage, though. Seleri hit him big with that one. He got off the shield crash, though.
No way.
And those shields are keeping him alive. They need a bit more damage, but now he's TPing away. Goodbye.
That's how it's done.
Oh no, Gaimin Gladiators gotta feel so bad about that. A pickoff on Larl, the highest net worth in this game, would have been a dream opening for them. And that was one of the few openings he'll have against this guy because he is closing in on the Lincolns fast.
Just not crisp enough. Larl walks it off. I think he even misclicked his swashbuckle there.
dyrachyo on the edge of the chronosphere. Now that's an idea. Team Spirit say, oh, you used all those resources bottom lane, huh? It'd be a shame if your carry got picked off, wouldn't it? Yeah.
This is where Gaimin can pretty much run the gambit of the map, choose which objective they want and claim it for free. There's no way you're fighting them without those big ults off cooldown or without Collapse being stronger. Skewer on skewer play. You're coming with me, son.
Up into the TP point from Quinn. Collapse, as long as he keeps the damage on him, he's not going to be able to blink away, and Quinn will finish the job. Great move from dyrachyo. Those are the kind of plays you need to see here. You want to be able to take down the best team at this tournament.
Best steal for dyrachyo outside of maybe time dilation thrown back against Team Spirit, or just creating his own Grimstroke combination.
Precious bounty.
These are good Morphling combos you can use for the fights and the team. Quinn starting to pick up the pace and
instantly silenced, and a beautiful soul bite, and now an ink swelled up pinball coming through straight to the heart of Gaimin Gladiators. dyrachyo's already burned out of most of his mana, pops his wand, but dyrachyo, he needs to be able to get away from both Larl and Yatoro, and he's been burned out. No chance there. Gaimin Gladiators still have a chance though to be able to fight back around Ace and his Radiance, but without their carry, it's not looking great as Ace is going to be burned out of his first life. Can they fight around this second one? Quinn's sticking around. They certainly don't want to be giving up Ace like this. Here's shot back.
Coming up in 2 seconds here. Yeah, Yatoro says, my cooldown's back. Can push this. This is Mag Pango in its prime. Take a hero that is not afraid to fight off cooldown.
They're really going to try the Tormentor right in front of Gaimin Gladiators base. That is crazy, but they just did it. 4 heroes, that's all they needed. Meanwhile, Seleri being gone on by Yatoro. He just gets a bit of a poke, gets a reaction out of Gaimin Gladiators. Ace will try and punish him, but
just no follow-up.
Yeah, he needs a lot more. Seleri's going to try and chase up. The TPs are coming in here, tries to block him out with the Sprout, but Yatoro is running free. dyrachyo chases after him, hits him with the time dilation,
really
though.
Forced.
But it is a very forced move from dyrachyo, but he gets it. He gets that kill, no, turns back around, on to Collapse. Oh, RP'd right in front of that tier 2, but silenced up just in the nick of time before his skewer can come through.
He wants more.
Yeah, he does. He sees his opportunity. What a beautiful entrance from dyrachyo into this game.
That is the power of stolen time dilation plus the time walk, right? Infinite chase potential.
So now they've got a shard on both of their supports. That's pretty funny. I think that the Mira 1 Grimstroke, that's so much better for them. Hard Dispel to be able to help save this Pango or this Faceless Void when they need it most. But maybe there's just too much firepower some of these times. As we can see from Gaimin Gladiators, when their cores start linking up, and they're picking up the pace now. dyrachyo, he's just swarming forward, seeing if there's anybody else to be able to catch deep on Team Spirit's side of the map. Team Spirit may get wiped and lose the Roshan fight, and they are not doing this fast enough. Gaimin Gladiators are going to get here, and it looks like Team Spirit have made the right read. They're going to smoke, backing themselves away. See if they can find the opening on Gaimin Gladiators.
Quinn has position, but there's a ward.
On the high ground, BKB immediately goes out. Now he has to turn and chase, but he's not going to be close enough. Team Spirit got something big out of him, but they do hit them all. That's going to be able to hit all those heroes. The RP does manage to lock down the 2 heroes. They jumped into the RP. dyrachyo dies immediately. He's going to have to do all the damage from here on out, but the Rolling Thunder is dangerous. It slows him down with the bashes, and the Rolling Thunder hits, and there's no chance. And now they leave Quinn. Yeah, trap him inside that chronosphere. His BKB is gone. Get the rest. Oh, it's Gaimin Gladiators who had an opportunity there to be able to upset, but now just what they feared the most, which was losing a fight and giving the Roshan to Team Spirit. That may have just occurred.
No, they're just looking for the pickoff. Not going to find it, clear the wave, but this contest, it's all on Larl with the Rolling Thunder. Maybe they can take the fight afterwards.
He's thinking about going in with this Inkswell. He tries to jump in, see if they can get the skewer pickoff. No such luck. Gaimin Gladiators retreat very defensively after claiming that Aegis.
Gladiators as they try and take these next few fights.
Yeah, which means Miposhka is a particular nuisance to them, as he once again Leads forward, just using the creep to be able to find information. They got the Harpoon, skewer back. Now he does have BKB, locked down by the RP, but maybe the damage is going to be enough. It's going to be a close call. Quinn starts walking away. Seleri's going to jump in with the Wrath of Nature, soon coming out. He tries to use the Ogre Seal Totem to get away from the Rolling Thunder while they jump forward on dyrachyo. They want to get something out of this. They see an opportunity, surely, but they couldn't actually grab anybody, just lacking the disables.
Glimmercade posing problems for dyrachyo as well, and just can't see anything to hit. And Team Spirit able to disengage after that Wrath of Nature rooted them all, which means Yatoro wants to go back.
He's got an opening here. Looks for it with the Chronosphere. They were so grouped up on Gaimin Gladiators, but he doesn't have the vision. He's now been grabbed.
He's been time dilated.
Disabled. They actually have that AoE. The calling goes out. He's on the other side. He actually gets away. Thanks, well, Time Walk undoes so much of the damage. And now Gaimin Gladiators have to play it a little bit slow. Have to respect that Soulbind. They cleanse themselves of the ghost. That silence is now gone. The Soulbind is away. Yatoro, though, he's still waiting for his opportunity to get that Chronosphere. He got 3. Down 2, 3. 1 in the back, 2 in the front, and that's going to be the Aegis down for the Morph, like a second life for both him and Ace, though. Can Yatoro fight through this one? Is he going to be able to get away? The shot comes through, the entangle as well. That's enough. They bring down the carry. Now for the rest, Team Spirit playing back into this one. They Inkswell now Skewer locking them together. Larl, maybe he can fight this one out. dyrachyo waveforms over it, trying to separate from his team a little bit, make sure this Swashbuckle doesn't utterly decimate them like it does tOfu. In the back lines, Ace trying to chase down the rock. Helps him out, but dyrachyo dies as Larl, he does manage to finish him off just on the very tip. Just enough to be able to get that kill before he falls. Collapse tries to skewer away, but locked down by Quinn in the end.
Cannot escape the inevitable, which is just too many lives on the side of Gaimin. A buyback from Seleri gets another Wrath of Nature through. That fight lasted so damn long. Depend on it, as they will bypass the vision mechanisms. Level 20 for Yatoro. He has Chrono attack speed here, plus this full Mjolnir. You get caught in this Chrono, it's a very different story than the last fight. How much room are you willing to give up right now?
That charge, they spot Seleri. Chronosphere on the 2 of them. So he's going to bring down the support first. Nice use of the dead shot there. That'll make sure Ace doesn't get punished too much. But Chronosphere for a 5 position. I don't think Gaimin Gladiators mind that too much. Always going to be going the Aghanim Scepter at some point in time. That Aghanim Scepter is pretty interesting against the burst that Yatoro wants to be able to employ, right? He wants to Chronosphere, make sure that there's one hero or maybe 2 that gets no impact in the fight, just like Quinn. It looks like Quinn. Ooh, he barely gets off that, but he is going to be slowed down as soon as the BKB is worn away. The time dilation kicks into play, and yeah, Team Spirit have got him.
Just good vision on the map. Ludson set up for this kill. And just as he was pushing towards that Aghanim Scepter, you're talking about the Wraith King as the Primal Ags will also play a big part. Any extra bit you can gain an advantage for dyrachyo in these man fights is going to be nice, but I mean, the Wraith King Ags is great versus the ults. It's just a question of can you do anything with like the 5 seconds you have afterwards, right? dyrachyo going to man up.
They're going to jump onto this Faceless Void, see if they can burst him down. Once again, there's that Inkswell Heart Dispel into the Time Walk. An attempt, collapse, he turns around, gets that RP on the 2 of them, locking down dyrachyo and finishing him off. And now Ace is going to come back into this with not much support. With no Quinn, they knew they had the numbers advantage, and they take the fight into Gaimin Gladiators no matter the cost. He gets a jump away. Force Staff helps him out, but it's not far enough. There is nowhere you can go. The collapse in Yatoro cannot follow.
That is a very bold move. When your Primal is dead, he's so much of your damage, so much of your burst damage. I mean, again, they're very close to bursting Yatoro, but the man knows his limits. Elven Tunic will help in.
Oh, tOfu!
Yeah!
A shot from downtown claims the life of Yatoro.
Just as I caster curse the hell out of him, he gets shot down. He must have like time lock hit the Torment there. I mean, at least he can laugh it off here because there's nothing else you can do.
Back into the game, though. They still don't have Ace. They're still looking forward with this smoke.
There's
a hesitancy
out Yatoro?
Yeah, this is... I'm surprised Gaimin Gladiators are surprised that they're even out here.
What the hell is this move?
He's up on the high ground.
Oh, Quinn.
He doesn't have a TP. Where are you? Quinn! He's going to be able to get a Force Staff down to the low ground, but that was an opportunity to get the pick off, and instead it's Collapse who finds the pick off. Another Ogre Seal Totem for Seleri, trying to keep him alive. Bump back in. Hold the Swashbuckle, just barely outside of the range there, and they do.
And Yatoro's back.
Yatoro's back into it. dyrachyo will be the first one down. Quinn, he has BKB. Can he get it off? No, too many stuns.
This damage is ramped up so damn fast.
Oh, Collapse got him on the Inkswell.
Yatoro says, you had your fun, you had your cliff walk, but I'm here to clean it up.
And Ace, trying to get away desperately. Blink is up. He will get out. Yes. Oh, they got a scan on him.
Yeah, turn that radiance off, son. You need to get the hell out of there.
You gotta hide. You gotta hide. You can't be farming right now. There's that shard. Collapse pulls him back in a little bit. No harpoon just yet, though. So he couldn't get him any further.
You only had 20 seconds without Yatoro. Just none of it went your way, and now it's going to be an Aegis into his pocket, a cheese on the back, and I guess you get the Wraith King, you get that aura going back. It's a great illusion. You get the Morphling, you're going to clear house on the back line, so suddenly the scale from Team Spirit is starting to pick up the pace on their supports, and these are scary ones.
RP straight up in the top lane. He got caught trying to hit that tier 2. You can get nothing for free against Team Spirit. Collapse denies dyrachyo that opportunity. Dyrachyo compliments on the initiation, but the damage is done.
That's where the Pangolier shines, and I mean, Larl hasn't even had to jump in aggressively yet. He's just playing behind his other cores.
Yep.
Be a free lane of racks here. They're going to go for number 2. Dyrachyo, 3 seconds on the spawn. Butterfly completed for Yatoro now. No MKB in sight. You're going to have to do this the hard way. Just charge in and hope it goes your direction.
Checking it out, seeing who's TPing in. Toro with the Lincolns. He's got an extra life. He's got a BKB in his backpack for that second life.
Oh,
and they've got an opportunity from Collapse. Hold Seleri out of position.
All right.
Dyrachyo gonna try and use that Faceless Void form to be able to help out, but the Chronosphere goes into work. The Gold Scepter not actually grabbing the real one. Yatoro's still up, and he finishes off the Morphling so easily. And now the RP gets the other 2 cores. Team Spirit so clean. The extra ghosts come out from the Wraith King, but doesn't really do anything. Ace just pops his BKB on the second life. They do manage to get another pick here on his Seleri. He tries to jump forward. They've got nothing left in the tank on Gaimin Gladiators. They are all gonna fall. They're gonna throw their damage around. The Chief's actually getting popped as Collapse got a little bit low, but into the fountain Larl goes. He's gonna give Toro a rampage, maybe a double. No, tOfu's gonna deny him that, and they're gonna call the GG unless pulled back in.
No, this one is
a second rampage to finally close it off.
I mean, why not add to his total, right? This is the player with the most rampages in a single TI run in history, and he will add some more to the stat page here as Yatoro just mops him up at the end with way too much damage. And once more, Gaimin are sitting here thinking, what the hell are we supposed to do against this team? We can't outpace them. We can't push them. We can't outscale them. We're having troubles in the team fights. We're losing the towers first. This man's playing Faceless Void in a meta where no one else was really willing.
He got you on the Weaver, he got you on the Faceless Void. Team Spirit got you on the Pango on both sides. They defeated the Pango, and Larl took it into his own hands. I mean, there was so much in that early game where Larl, he was controlling so much of the tempo, and he knows it too. And the crowd knows it too. They're going to thank Team Spirit for an excellent performance in this game too, but it might be a fast closeout to the night the way Team Spirit looks utterly unstoppable.
They are speedrunning this grand final right now, and the scary part is at 30 minutes, Gaimin had a lead in that game. That game was not some super one-sided network stomp, even with a Magnus Void farming it up. It's just, it felt inevitable, right? Like, how are you taking these late game fights, even with a Wraith King Ags, you're respawning just to watch the corpses of your teammates fall right where you were. There's no real burst. There's no real push tempo here.
Yeah.
Nothing going their way in that game, too.
Seattle, do we want to see some more Dota? Here in the Cathedral in Seattle, we may just be witnessing the final game of the Grand Finals, but I'm sure a lot of us hope for so much more.
There's not some crazy inevitable scale outside of maybe Dazzle Spearbreaker doing crazy Dazzle Spearbreaker things, and Seleri in trouble
in the bottom lane, and that is going to be your first blood. Collapse will claim it with a bash.
Of course, a little luck goes a long way. And of course, A Blast coming in on top of it with Vortex amping up all this magic damage. Put that mini honk step.
Real quickly, want to give a shout out to our observers, our hardworking observers who have been keeping us through this entire tournament. Ace, maybe in some trouble here. Miposhka, he's trying to dodge all of these ghosts. He doesn't want to leave the calling. He'll take that extra bit of damage to try and risk it, but he does end up falling as a result. And now Ace, he'll have some helping hands from tOfu. Beautiful dead shot to push him back in, and Gaimin Gladiators, a very clutch fight there for them. tOfu and Ace get a big win in their off lane. And there's that TP rotation to fill out Quinn's bottle. And try and help with the 6-minute rune. See if he's able to do so, but Team Spirit not going to worry about the runes here. Instead, they try and win this offlane situation where Ace and tOfu were doing pretty well for themselves. They bring 3 heroes to the matter to bring down Ace if they can get him. Slowed down by the blood grenade. They only need a couple more hits. They've got more blood. Where that came from apparently gives them over that Lotus, and that's enough.
Evasion with the haze, enough for Ace to just walk off here.
I lied. They do care about that power rune because they brought Collapse to secure it. Not just that, but also the kill on Quinn.
This is a pressure point you're going to have to respond to. This is a hero that scales very hard in Dota right now. Pretty strong early game for Team Spirit. They're going to look to try and fight back, but Quinn with a nice rotation, just eyeing Yatoro up here all alone. We'll get the hit back.
If you're just going to keep dying in your lane, you might as well rotate out of it, even if it means you're doing it pre-level 6. So, thought they were going to go on to Mira, but Mira is going through the portal. They don't have a stun to stop him. He gets the other side. Dyrachyo pursues.
Dagger does hit him.
Yeah, he's pretty damn slow, and he's going to hit him with another dagger. Mira, he needs the help from the Spirit Breaker. He has a snowball to buy a moment. Collapse, pops his ultimate, immediately goes for the kill onto tOfu. See if they can trade things out here for the shard and the calling. That actually protects him there. Collapse doesn't want to trade 2 for 1, so he's going to go ahead and give up on that. They cannot afford to give any more kills to this dyrachyo Spectre.
Gonna rotate Larl bottom. They really want to punish dyrachyo.
There it is.
Coming back.
The Inkswell charge in, chaining the stuns and adding up on the damage. Spirit Breaker got that 5% buff. The movement speed as damage got buffed up by 5%.
I like that rotation from Larl. That's such a heads-up read there. You can just walk down the lane. There's no vision here. They probably had a read because Seleri's been mid the whole time, right? Gonna limit where your observers are gonna go. Gets a really cheeky kill on the Spectre. Nice shard to buy some time.
Good driving by Quinn. Gets around that little speed bump in the way. Hopefully dyrachyo can finish him up, but not quite. No, Shalgrave comes in for Larl. Perfect timing there. Quinn does manage to get some decent damage on Yatoro, and Ace here. He makes the difference. He makes it so Team Spirit can no longer fight bad. It's an overwhelming amount of team fight that he'll put to work to bring down Yatoro, and it looks like he's going to chase down Miposhka. Mira really trying for this one. He might just get himself killed in the process. Will it be good enough? Miposhka still dies. And sure enough, Mira, he's going to be in trouble as well. Good use of the shard, blocking him out, but he still falls. Cannot stop Gaimin Gladiators as they bring all 5, learning from Team Spirit, perhaps.
You have to be willing to take the 5-on-5s and win them and translate it into objectives. You can't just go for the other first.
Smoke across the map. They failed to get the initiation on Collapse. We're going to try and join Quinn for the power rune. Quinn's going to need that help too. He sounds up the poison touch. The Inkswell's on top of him, but he does manage to get away with the swashbuckle just in time. The charge is going to complete. Collapse, he's got his ultimate. He may not even need it though. The poison touch slowed him down so much. And Miposhka's getting a TP out the shot. Oh, it was so close, but it runs out. It doesn't get there in time. And now a snowball to the other side to meet dyrachyo, as it is now him who is surrounded by Team Spirit heroes. Too many to count. Gaimin Gladiators don't want to slow down just yet. They still have that Rolling Thunder. Didn't use it in the last fight, so tOfu and Seleri think to themselves that if they can get the right kind of initiation here with the Rolling Thunder, they can follow it up with the Ice Blast, but Yatoro? He's in the staircase. It's going to be very awkward. The Soulbind does actually latch onto the 2 of them as Spectre jumps into the mix as well. Please tell me they're going to hit him. Oh, they barely got it.
In the fountain, he will go down. It wasn't even the blast. It was like an urn tick or something that got him in the end. Post that grave. Especially when you don't have the global ability to connect. How much does Collapse think he can chunk through here?
tOfu just left him alone. tOfu was needed to be able to disrupt this combination, but now Ace is left alone, speeds himself away. Somehow the Inkswell didn't go off in time, but Miposhka didn't pop that one, and dyrachyo was like, okay, now it's my opportunity. Hello, Miposhka. Almost got him with a fear shot there on the left-hand side, but Miposhka still dies. Collapse still in trouble, has a charge, instead opts for the TP out, but that doesn't make it.
Calculations not on point here. Yeah, he could have just charged the other side of the map. Maybe he didn't have a good target, but there was a mid-wave. They will collect a 3x streak off him.
Such an important kill, too. Gaimin Gladiators with the Ice Blast on top of Larl. Now, Collapse and Larl, who were very much needed to be able to buy Yatoro time, now they've both fallen. We want to be able to see more from a grand finals between these 2 teams, but it's still a long road ahead for Gaimin Gladiators because they're only 2K net worth up. They've hit some timings, yes, but they still have to worry about the double hand of Midas. They have to play this clean. They need to be able to get good executions, but they can't afford to use any pickoffs. Good roll in from Quinn. From behind, though, trapping Team Spirit. Shot goes out, looking for more. The dazzle was shown there. Quinn getting in front of him. Blocks him out with a swashbuckle, slows him down with the inhibit from the diffuser plate, and allows dyrachyo to do the damage. He pops a shallow grave. Larl, he really wants to finish off Quinn. Will he get that kill? The poison touch. He's got a regen. A Lotus given over to him as well. Good plays from Gaimin Gladiators. Give him the extra bit of regen he needs, and now he can pop the regeneration in his bottle for a full heal.
Particularly versus Dazzle, who wants to just heal through with the inverse waves and get that going.
Yeah, you've got Dazzle, you've got the Inkswell heal that, you know, would have been a factor if it wasn't for all the anti-heal they have, and then also the Chaos Strike, that lifesteal that the Chaos Knight is so dependent on.
And there is no downtime for this lineup.
Look at him, burned out of mana. They try and give him over a little bit, see if he can charge his way out of there, but he's silenced up by the calling, trapped in the corner, and then they use that Storm Panda to be able to catch more. Larl is going to die as well. The Dazzle getting no footing in this game.
Ace making his presence felt, and this was with a second item, Boots of Travel. So this isn't even some like early item.
Miposhka looks like he didn't have a way back to the base, so he tried to skirt on through Gaimin Gladiator side of the map, but he was spotted, and he will be brought down.
This Brew Spectre combination working wonders right now as Ace is 5-0 and 10. Completely unstoppable.
They're building up this net worth lead. It may become insurmountable as long as Team Spirit doesn't pull anything sneaky here. The smoke up slips right past Team Spirit. They get the high ground ward, immediately spots Miposhka, and dyrachyo recognizes that is the hero he wants to get first at the dead shot. Bounces over to Yatoro and hit by the Rolling Thunder. He's trapped, caught, and there's nowhere to go from there. Too many disables on the side of Gaimin Gladiators, and they have way too much damage.
All three of these cores are just building for themselves, right? It's damage items into BKB. You have two Midases that are still trying to get the work done. Collapse will try and find a pickoff on tOfu, and this will combine with Miposhka, so they strike back a little bit on the map.
Much needed.
And finally, they're getting some deep vision out as well. You look at these dire obs. It took Miposhka a while, but these are some visions they can play around at least. So, of course, the second you get spotted...
What? Miposhka somehow doesn't get spotted by Quinn there. And they have to charge back in. Are they really going to try this a second time? He's got an armor rune. He's so much shield he's got. Miposhka's just going to stay hidden here. Charge canceled by the Spirit Breaker.
Rolling Thunder very far away. He's just going to initiate from 3,000.
Yeah, because at any point in time, the Spectre can join him as soon as he gets that initiation, but they don't quite catch him. The Ice Blast is going to be stretched out. Yatoro may see an opportunity to turn this around. Yeah, he's going to go for dyrachyo here with the snowball. There's so many heroes. They dispel out the Phantasm, but Yatoro himself, he will bring down. He will use his own hand to take down the enemy carry. Now looks to finish up these Brewlings if possible. Gaimin Gladiators trying so hard. The last one is going to die. Double kill for Yatoro, and they turn back for Seleri. A blink away from Quinn. He cannot afford to get caught here, but he doesn't have a TP. If he gets spotted...
They scanned him. They know.
On the scan. Uh-oh. Quinn's going to be in for a rude awakening in a second here. He just needs his blink up, and he gets hit by the damage. Oh, Swashbuckler from the side, but they have the silence on him. The Ghost remains with Quinn. He tries to go for a roll-up play, but he's got nowhere to roll away to.
Those have TP back. But...
Stuck in the corner, gets some good damage from Swashbuckler, but too many heroes.
Really nice scan to finish up that fight, and I mean, a little overextension there under a tier 2 gives a really good fight to Yatoro. One of the problems they were facing earlier in this game, suddenly he can run around with his courier, place a bunch of sentries, make sure there's not the deep vision that Gaimin were playing off of earlier. So now it shifts the onus back onto Gaimin in terms of you got to make an aggressive smoke, get vision back on the map, and keep setting up these pickoff plays for dyrachyo, who's the one maybe getting picked off here. Yatoro just walks in blind.
Get a 3-second stun, pull him back in, but the silence is doing a lot of work. Quinn tries to roll up, but collapses. The Ice Blast does manage to grab 2 of those cores, roll up snowball onto dyrachyo. They can take that for Yatoro. Yatoro's in big time trouble. They give him the shallow grave. Larl
what a shard.
BKB, but a beautiful shard blocking out some of these heroes. It's not enough. Yatoro still falls, and now with the toss up in the air, Larl will come down to a hard reality. Crash down, but he does have the BKB, and look at that heal. That Aghanim Scepter with so many units around him. It's so much heal. He is not going to die so easily. Gaimin Gladiators thought they had an easy target. He will fight to the bitter end. He'll bring down dyrachyo before he finally falls. Collapse stuck, though, in the silence. The buyback required from Gaimin Gladiators because Larl was too tough of a nut to crack.
That looked way closer than it should have been, right? These inverse heals are doing mad work at the end of the fight.
And in the end, Larl living does get dyrachyo killed, so...
Have to think about clumping up on top of this Dazzle in the later portions of these fights, but Gaimin strike back, get themselves a full 5-man wipe into the Roshan. We'll put an Aegis out on Quinn here, who's slowly getting towards that Ags. That team fight definitely helps. Still 500 off here, but that's going to be a large damage ramp as the Shadow Step comes out. Look at
Dyrachyo's trying to do this solo. It's a bit dangerous. Collapse, they're going to try and turn back around. They do have the Ice Blast that'll finish off Mira pretty easily. And Collapse, he's got to be careful of his damage by Yatoro. He comes in, swipes down Dyrachyo. But the rest of the team is now here from Gaimin Gladiators looking for the catch, but Collapse has already rolled away.
Catch him.
Ball chasing after. Oh, the hook shot. It's not quite enough. They have no stuns. Collapse breaks free.
Straight through the man's heart. He did not care. He just walks it off. Can't really get much closer than that. And once more, Yatoro, he finds an angle in the fight, cleans up the dyrachyo, and gets the hell out. That is a full Silver Edge reveal done.
And now the Aegis is going to be taken away from Quinn.
The pickoff game is shifting, right?
Yes, it is. They're not respecting the Shadow Blades, not respecting the aggression, but a Yule Scepter stalls him up. Collapse, Yatoro actually has BKB. They do catch the Ancient Apparition. He's going to die pretty damn quickly there. Roll up. The Brewling's going to work, though.
They need to
stalling out Yatoro. Now that his BKB is on cooldown, now their magic damage can really go to work, and they can slice and dice through that carry pretty damn quickly. Miposhka, obviously, he doesn't have much hope of living through this. So the fight does turn against them. Not the worst, though, for Team Spirit, I would say. Just purely the fact that they're continuing to keep things a little even. I love that dyrachyo still not slowing down. He may die every once in a while, but he says, you know, ultimately the end game is okay with me. We're still getting some good trade-offs in fights. I'm still going to try and limit your split push by going on you wherever you can.
Doesn't want to let him get away with a tier 2 for free.
BKB, they stick on top of him with the silence and the stuns. It's enough. Quinn is stunned up for so long. And now tOfu's going to be in some trouble as well. He pops his ultimate. That just kind of delays things a little bit, but there's no one coming to save him.
If you're getting multiple Ink Souls off in these fights, it's probably going to win you the engagement. And right now, you're just getting outnumbered at a tier 2. You overextended on. Courier will die as well. No Brewmaster ultimate for that type of fight. Time for the Midases to go to work, right?
Yep.
They have been cranking this whole time and climbing the charts. This game is a 1K net worth lead now at 32 minutes. Dead even. And everything depends on these team fights. Collapse just
They're getting the right kind of initiation here. A charge that hits both supports. Quinn on the run here. They beat it, jump after him. Larl chasing after him with that charge to be able to slow him down. Yeah, he's not going anywhere. 3 dead on the side of Gaimin Gladiators, and Team Spirit have changed this game. The narrative was supposed to be Gaimin Gladiators controlling and seeing if they could end it, but
not afraid of too much while both carries on the other side of the map.
Kind of just running in there.
This is a fight without Yatoro.
Oh, that ward somehow slips past detection. Oh, no, he's got it. Lincoln gets him with the Dispel on the Yule Scepter, but it is going to cost Seleri his life. He does have a buyback. He's going to play for it. Quinn off the mark there with his blink in, trying to hit some heroes, but they've already popped their BKBs and are resetting a little bit. Seleri, he's going to try and walk back into this fight. He's got to be careful, though. He may get caught by Collapse. He spots him.
Found the again.
The tower. Yeah, that Ancient Apparition's gone. No more Ice Blast for you to be able to use. Ace has to use his ultimate. He knew the Yatoro was gunning for him there, and he could have been chain stunned up. Now they back away. Primal Split being used. If they can get everybody out, it's a dream for Team Spirit. Collapse is making that momentum, though. Pushed back by the Void Panda. Now hit by the Orchid. If they can kill Collapse, that'd be great, but he has so many Dispels and so many heals. Mira jumping in, going for the back line. The Pango's been caught, and Yatoro, he destroys him so instantly. Now turns his damage on the dyrachyo.
Oh, the
back by Collapse. A charge on through. tOfu, who just managed to get the Force Staff down to low ground, does get a dead shot onto Collapse, but he's still pretty damn healthy, and they can't turn this one around. It is all Team Spirit, and they will feast on the Brewmaster last.
Team fight decision making just off the charts here. I mean, the kiting dealing with the ult, they just make it look way too easy right now, and so many charges going through from Collapse. He is looking for the high five, and he will get it here.
That was a fight for Roshan.
Collapse even ulting a Brewling because he knew the Lincolns was coming back up on tOfu just to get back in there and get another charge through. Lead is absolutely exploding here for Team Spirit as they are sensing potentially a second Aegis going their way. They are creating too many problems. You can't deal with any of them. Level 25 also coming out on Collapse, so even more bashes on top of the Ags. If you thought this Spirit Breaker was causing you problems before, he's going to be causing them double now.
He didn't use that bulldoze towards the end there.
And these are just free. They have the ways to get Collapse out every time. There's a Lincoln's, there's a Swell, there's Force Staff's Grave. Yatoro's going to take his chance to
First down. Oh, man! Before you can even complete the sentence, he's already gone. They do have an Ice Blast, though. That's pretty well positioned. dyrachyo's already cleaned up the Grimstroke. It's not too bad, but dyrachyo, he needs to get out of there. Oh my god, that's so much.
Buyback from the Spectre.
It's too much damage. Spectre has to win this now, but he has to be careful of that dazzle. They have to be able to take away this Aegis at the bare minimum. Surely they have to go for more. They have to risk it. Collapse is going to charge on through to make sure you can't set up on Yatoro. Now Yatoro will turn back around on you. He's ready for that fight. He pulls back into dyrachyo. This could be it for Gaimin Gladiators unless they find a way out of it. Quinn's dead next. Now dyrachyo, a dieback for him. He falls. tOfu's pulled back in. He is pulled to his death, down into his grave. Quinn, last man standing for Gaimin Gladiators.
It will be a one-man stand. And Ags finished on Mira. About to kick this team straight out of the tournament if he has his way. And they're going to go right for the throne.
Quick reactions from Quinn. Has to blink away. Just one little opening is all it takes with Mira lurking from behind.
Ace back up. We'll see what he can do to stall this out. Gonna need one hell of a primal split here.
Yatoro starts pushing forward. Mira doesn't quite get it there, and they actually stop the Spirit Breaker right in front of their base, but they're locked in by the shards. Quinn's able to hop around it, but now he holds him in place. He can't do anything against that, but at least the Brewmaster can. Gets off the split, but the throne is exploded, and now he's been
welcome to hell.
Oh no! It is too much for Gaimin Gladiators to be able to handle. They are not going to be able to get through this. They have to pray to get out, but the Cathedral is merciless. It is Team Spirit who are unstoppable. They will take it. The best team in the whole goddamn world, without a doubt. Silence every other team. 3-0.
Absolutely an incredible performance in the Grand Finals against the best team in the season, an undefeated Grand Final team in Gaimin Gladiators, a team that has defeated an entire lower bracket to get here. They take 3-0 in record time, kick them out of this event, claim a second Aegis for the crew, the first one for Larl, who has fit in immaculately with this roster. This is a team everybody had on their radar, but they have slowly built it up over the course of the year, are hitting in prime form right now, and it shows. This team has multi-generational players, and now they are absolutely cementing themselves as one of the best teams ever to play the game of Dota 2.
How do you stop these guys? You can't beat them early. You can't beat them late. Even when you have the full advantage, you have full control of the game, they'll beat you on the comeback too. Team Spirit did it every way possible. Nothing is left for them but the handshakes in the end for Gaimin Gladiators, who had an admirable run through the lower bracket. I mean, it was the stuff of great stories, but it comes to an end here with Team Spirit just being too damn good.
Yatoro boss. This man walks out, he shaves his head, he sends a mental message before the round even starts. This is a long due victory for them over the course of this year. They've built up to it.
And for 2 times, the second time in the Dota's history, Team Spirit will claim the Aegis. Team Spirit win the International.
Дайте ко мне, пожалуйста.